A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a powerful display of solidarity and concern, thousands of farmers from across the United Kingdom gathered in central London to protest against the government's proposed changes to inheritance tax in the 2024 budget. The new regulations, set to take effect in April 2026, will impose a 20% tax on inherited agricultural assets valued over £1 million, a significant shift from the previous exemption that farmers enjoyed. This decision has ignited fears among farmers that it could drastically affect food prices and threaten their livelihoods. Joining the protest was TV presenter Jeremy Clarkson, who has become a vocal supporter of the farming community, expressing that these changes could mark the end for many farmers. Clarkson's presence added a high-profile touch to the demonstration, emphasizing the urgency of the farmers' plight. The Prime Minister acknowledged the farmers' concerns, stating that he wishes to support them, but also noted that the vast majority would remain unaffected by the changes. However, this assertion has been met with skepticism from the farming community. The new inheritance tax rules will apply specifically to inherited agricultural assets exceeding £1 million, with married couples potentially able to pass on farms worth up to £3 million without incurring a tax. Yet, farmers argue that while they may own valuable assets, many are cash poor, facing the grim reality of having to sell their farms to pay the tax. Tom Bradshaw, president of the National Farmers Union, NFU, delivered an impassioned speech at the protest, labeling the tax changes as a stab in the back for farmers. He emphasized that the new tax will disproportionately affect those who are already struggling with rising costs and shrinking profit margins. The NFU estimates that up to 70,000 farms could be impacted by the changes, a stark contrast to the government's claim that only the wealthiest 500 estates would be affected. The financial strain on farmers has been exacerbated by rising costs of production, with pig farming expenses increasing by 54% and cattle by 44% since 2019. Many farmers, like David Barton, who has been running his family's livestock business since 1913, fear that the new tax could lead to an £800,000 bill for his son. Barton expressed his heartbreak over the potential changes, stating that the budget has ripped the heart out of us. The emotional toll of these proposed changes is palpable among the farming community, with many fearing the loss of their family legacies. Jen, a seventh-generation farmer from Yorkshire, shared her frustration, stating that the new tax could force her and her brother to sell their family farm, a place they've cherished since childhood. The protest highlighted the deep-rooted connection farmers have with their land and the lifestyle it represents. Jeremy Clarkson, speaking at the rally, criticized the government's decision as a very rushed last-minute decision, calling for a re-evaluation of the policy. He expressed solidarity with the farmers, stating that many will resort to setting up trusts to avoid the tax burden, a process he deemed unnecessarily complicated. The Prime Minister, addressing the concerns from a G20 summit in Rio de Janeiro, reiterated that most farms would not be affected, a statement that has drawn skepticism from the agricultural community. Opposition leader Sir Keir Starmer acknowledged the farmers' concerns, asserting that the government was misusing the budget to invest in other areas while neglecting the needs of rural communities. As the protest continued, Conservative Party leader Kemi Badenoch took the stage, vowing to reverse what she termed the family farms tax, a pledge that resonated with the crowd. The Liberal Democrats, on the other hand, criticized the government's claims about the limited impact of the tax, arguing that the true consequence would be the sale of farms to corporate entities, which they described as cruel and unfair. The ongoing debate over these inheritance tax changes has opened a critical dialogue about the future of farming in the UK and the importance of supporting those who feed the nation. As the government stands firm on its decision, the farming community remains united in its fight against what they perceive as an existential threat to their way of life. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.